Okay, so this is my comparison video of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 to the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. I still cannot believe I'm just now making this video. But anyway, I'm hoping that by the end of this video, I've helped you make a purchasing decision between these two. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, now if you are in the market for either one of these two tablets, just close your eyes and just randomly pick one. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. They look the same. When we talk design, not much has changed. A few subtle changes took place when it comes down to just like the cosmetic aspect of it. If you look at just the buttons on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 are flatter and a little bit wider. I'm sorry, that would be on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. I can't even tell them apart. So the button on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 are a little bit thinner and taller versus the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, where you have buttons that are more on the flatter side, so they kind of blend or they sit with the side of the tablet. Other than that, nothing else. It's pretty much the same stuff, right? Same usual suspects, like I like to say, you know, volume rocker, same placement, fingerprint sensor still there, USB Type-C port, the mics, even the mics are located the same spots, right? The 3 dots for the keyboard. So essentially they took the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 and changed the buttons, like just the size, and then all of the major upgrades took place on the inside. Oh, by the way, there's one thing that changed with the Samsung Galaxy Tab, well, that was added to the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, and that is the aluminum, or the armor aluminum is apparently the material that's being used on the Galaxy Tab S8. And according to Samsung, that armor aluminum body makes it a little bit more resistant to scratches, right? So I'm assuming the S8 is a little bit more prone to scratches and dings than the Galaxy Tab S8. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Now, if we're talking displays, same displays, right? Same display size, 11 inches for either one of these two. They're both TFT displays, 1600 by 2560 for the resolution. On either one, they both support high refresh rate at up to 120 hertz, right? So when it comes down to just picture quality, literally the same thing. Very vibrant despite being a TFT display, right? Very nice color saturation. So USB Type-C port, as I mentioned, you have a quad speaker setup here tuned by AKG. So sound quality, I can't seem to be able to tell the difference. I think they sound just about the same, which is not surprising because the speakers are essentially the same. Physical, still sticking to the physical features. And by the way, if you're liking the content so far, please do me a favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button there. It's free, and I truly appreciate that. But anyway, so some of the changes that took place both on the inside and the outside will be the camera. The front-facing camera that you have here now is an ultra-wide front-facing camera that can shoot 4K, right? And not only that, you do have the auto framing feature available, and we're talking Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, by the way. So you have that feature, especially when it comes down to video calling, right? It's really, really nice for video calling. So if you have a lot of people that need to be in the shot, the camera on the tablet will adjust to make sure that everyone is included in the shot. That is a really cool thing to have. You have done on Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. As I mentioned, it's new. It was not available on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. And the main camera is also slightly different. Now on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, you have a 13 megapixel wide and a 6 megapixel ultra wide versus a 13 megapixel wide and a 5 megapixel ultra wide on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm so used to these tablets, but I'm pretty sure that is what the specs are. And you can tell a little bit of a difference. Great color scheme or color saturation on either one of these two. Every now and then, pictures look good here or look better here, but sometimes pictures look better here. So I guess it's more of a preference thing, right? So you have, I'm just going to consider that to be more of a subtle change. Now, the heaviest of the changes took place with the processing power. On the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7, you do have the previous Snapdragon 865 Plus here, and that was coupled with 6 gigs of RAM, assuming you went for the base model like what I have here, which is 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs for the base internal storage, whereas now you do have a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 coupled with 8 gigs of RAM, right? With the base storage, 128 gigs. Even if you were to go for 256, that should still run you about 8 gigs. Not about, well, yeah, should run you 8 gigs of RAM. So you do have an upgrade when it comes down to the RAM. And of course, you do have the upgrade when it comes down to the chipset. And I can tell you that the difference is fairly palpable. It's not major, right? The 865, the Snapdragon 865 Plus that we have here is still a beast. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 can still fight and can still hold its own. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 here is faster, processing power is better here, and GPU performance is also slightly better on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. So it comes down to some of that stuff in order to help you make that purchasing decision, right? So are you willing to pay more and go for the more powerful chipset, even though the 865 Plus found here is still very, very nice. Now, that's not the only thing. There are a couple more things that you should consider that are found here that are better than here. You know, obviously the camera, as I mentioned. Now, the battery size is the same, 8,000 milliamp, obviously because it's the same tablet. They both can fast charge at up to 45 watt, except the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 here does not come with a brick, you know, with the charging brick that would offer you that. So you have to buy that separately. It only comes with the cable. When I bought the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7, it actually came with a charger and a cable. But as you may or may not know, manufacturers now, they are no longer including the charging bricks in the packaging. Now, the last thing that I want to highlight here, which is another major difference between the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 and the Tab S7, would be the support. So Samsung will be supporting the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 for the next 4 years. So you have 4 major updates here and then 5 years of security patches, whereas here you only have 3 years of major updates and 4 years of security patches. Let me not say only. You get 3 years of major updates, 4 years of major updates, 4 years of security patches, 5 years of security patches. So that's one of the things that people generally ask about, you know, especially when they're trying to decide whether to go for a Samsung or an Android tablet and an iPad or, like, you know, an Apple tablet, right? So they always go, well, you know, how long is it going to be supported? So it's going to be up to 5 years here, up to 4 here. And of course, this came out like last year, so you only have like 2, I believe I have 2 major updates left go for this. I could be wrong. And that's about it. When it comes down to things that you should actually consider, you know, things that matter when making this decision, you should think about the updates, right? If you want something that's going to last longer, if you're going to be holding onto your tablet a lot longer, then you should think about the Galaxy Tab S8. If you want something more powerful, you should think about Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. And if you want to take advantage of that, you know, center stage, like that auto framing type of camera, you should think about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. Now, if you're thinking value, obviously the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 would be the way to go because you can find it at really, really good prices. I think I saw it somewhere for like $350, but then it went back up. So you'd have to really track those those deals, right, in order to make sure that, in order to take advantage of those deals. And the last thing that I want to add here would be the Samsung S Pen, right? So on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, you have, this is the most modern S Pen. So that's the one that came with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 here. Is the most modern Samsung S Pen available. Well, actually the one on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus and the S8 Ultra, because the latency along with the technology on those make it so that the S Pen on there offers a 2.8 milliseconds latency, which is just ridiculous. But anyway, so the S Pen here is slightly better than what you had on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. When it comes down to that lag, when you follow the drag between by the time the tip of the pen touches the screen and, you know, the time you are taking notes or drawing, especially if you're comparing to other tablets out there, or even its own sibling like the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, right? You'll be able to note that the lag on here is almost non-existent, but it's even more so here because it's an even smaller lag. But anyway, I digress here. So bottom line is this: if you're looking for something where you will be getting a little bit more value and you want to save money, just go for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. And I can't emphasize this enough. Even after the support has run out with Samsung, you will still be able to use your tablet, right? So when we say support runs out, it doesn't mean the tablet just stops working. You should still be able to use it for your day-to-day stuff or whatever you're doing, except it just won't be as optimized, right? And you won't have access to the newer, you know, firmware and all that stuff. And the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, obviously you want the best, you have to go for that, right? Longer support, right? A lot, a more powerful tablet, right? And then you get additional stuff like the camera, center stage, but everything else kind of remains the same. The user experience remains the same, right? Hopefully this helps you make that purchasing decision. If you know anyone who would be interested, make sure to share the video. Someone who is in the market for either one of these two tablets, make sure to share the video with them. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm going to catch you in the comment section, so make sure to comment. Also, make sure to check out the other videos that I have on tablets if you're in the market for a tablet. But anyway, so I'm going to catch you in the next video, and then up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.